Lucy says, my cat is reacting to the dog barking there.
Thank you for sharing.
No, but I think that's great. That's what cats do. They hear a dog bark, they react. But then Jack says, your presence brings me into the presence within me. And so Jack reacts to turning on the camera and experiencing this presence. This is exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. But then Jack goes on to say, thank you. And then goes on to say, my mind is learning to rest there. So, which is very interesting because the story gets told about the reaction. The story we tell about this reaction which brings the resonant experience, the experience of presence. There's a feeling of gratitude and a story about what is happening, that the mind is learning to rest there. And in fact, ultimately, and that's all true, and it's all a happening. It is all a happening at the same exact level of the cat reacting to hearing the dog bark. Jack says, is it dualistic to enjoy that there is another to rest in this presence with? Yes, it is dualistic. Now, the good news is that at least when you're sitting with me, the fact that it's dualistic is not a curse. Not something to be overcome. On the contrary, duality is where everything happens. So all of your experiences, good, bad, indifferent, they all happen dualistically. Even your experience of unity happens dualistically. Otherwise, there would be no experience, no awareness, no knowing of it, because there would be nothing to know. So the very basis of duality is experience. Something experiencing something else. Mm-hmm. That's what duality is. Yeah. So I mean, their experience and duality are really essentially the same thing. There is something experiencing something else. It's the elemental building block of duality. Mm-hmm. Jack says, but in the space of oneness, there is no duality, though, with a question mark. On the contrary, within the oneness is where the duality happens. The duality does not exist independent of the oneness. Everything is part of the oneness. So if there's duality, it must arise out of the oneness. And it doesn't destroy the oneness. The oneness can't be created or destroyed. The oneness is everything.
And the oneness is then beyond experience.
Of course. Because we can only have experience another object. And the oneness is not an object. It's not a thing. Jack says, so what is non-duality then? It's not the experience of oneness. So all of these teachings are pointers to the oneness. And then we say, you can't experience the oneness. So you're very right to ask, what the hell are we doing here? And my only answer is, damned if I know. Yet, here we are, talking about it, pointing at it, telling stories about it, writing books about it, making videos and tapes and all the rest of it about it, but you can't know it. As soon as you know it, as soon as you talk about it, it's not it. But this has been going on for thousands of years. This craziness, this insanity has been going on for thousands of years. And I mean, Lao Tzu wrote about it. First line of the Tao Te Ching, the Tao that can be named is not the true Tao. First line. I don't know what year, this was, the Tao Te Ching was written, but it was a long time ago. And there have been other people saying the same thing. I'm sure, in every generation, before and since. Somebody somewhere has that insight, that understanding, that recognition. And through some strange magic, people who are interested are drawn. And they ask questions. And the words come. And the words are not that, but the words are happening.
So you can know it, but it would also seem that there's no escape from it.
Exactly. You can't not know it either. Everywhere you look, there it is. Everything you think, there it is. Everything you feel, there it is.